Hello, this is Dave from BLI, here with another technical training video. Today we're going to talk about how to record a BLI WebEx, whether it's an event or a meeting. This could be for staff who are recording an event delivered by another trainer as an alternate host, or for a trainer who might want to do a recording in their own room. So here's how we begin. First, we sign into our own WebEx room. Depending on your configuration, you will probably be brought into the meetings portion of our WebEx account by default, which looks something like this. If you were to set up an event, you would have to go to the WebEx view here, but we're going to, for our purposes, for the purposes of recording, it's just as easy. In fact, there are some advantages to just recording via a meeting. So I'm just going to click on that Start a Meeting link, brought into my own personal room. I'm going to start the meeting here. The recording isn't going to start until I've actually hit that record button in the middle of my buttons at the bottom. So I'm not worried about anything yet. The first thing I want to do is get my screen set up the way I want it. I'm going to share a PowerPoint, which I have the options to do by clicking on that share button in the bottom. It's the third icon in my view. Looks like an open box with an up pointing arrow. And I have the choice of either sharing my entire screen, in which case I would have to bring PowerPoint to the forefront. I can share just the PowerPoint application, or if I scroll down, I have also the option of uploading my PowerPoint file, in which case I'll be using the WebEx controls for my slides rather than the native PowerPoint controls. I'm going to opt to share my screen. You can do whichever you're most comfortable with. Now notice that as soon as I become presenter, because I'm sharing something, my buttons jump up to the top of my screen. So anything I want to do from this point forward regarding WebEx controls is going to be by hovering at the top of my screen to bring down that WebEx floating panel. I'm going to go ahead and bring my PowerPoint slides to the front. I'm going to start my slideshow, play from start, nothing fancy here. And then I'm going to go up and hit my record button and start. So at this point, anything I do on the screen is going to be recorded, of course, minus the WebEx controls that I see here. So it looks like I have some boxes in the front of my screen, but I don't have to worry about those. I can control my PowerPoint slides as I normally do, whether I'm using my keys on the keyboard or my mouse. When I'm done with the recording, I'll simply hit the stop button here, stop recording, and then I can end my meeting. The recording is saved automatically, so you should not be prompted to have to save anything. I'm going to flip back to Chrome now. I'm back in my meeting. Sometimes WebEx sort of gets stuck in this spinning mode. It just doesn't realize that we've stopped the meeting. So I'm going to hit the back button to get back into my room. And my recording is going to show up not immediately, but on reasonably short notice in my recordings tab here on the left if I'm in modern view, or if I switch to classic view, I'm going to have to go to my WebEx and my recordings. Either way, I'm going to have my recordings in a list here. They're usually showing in order of most recent access or the time they were created. And I can go ahead and click on the link to go into the meeting itself or into the recording. Clicking on play now brings me to the video controls. And if when I start it, there's anything at the beginning of my meeting that I don't want to see, such as a blank gray screen, I can click the gear icon in the lower right hand corner, click on edit playback range, and drag these blue triangles to whatever part of the presentation I want to share. It looks like there may not have been anything to share on this meeting. But I'm just going to pretend that I've gotten to where I want to go. And I have a good place to start. I can also trim the end if there's anything that I want to trim there. Oh, there's something. And then clicking on the checkbox is going to accept those trim points. So now when I click on play, it's going to go exactly from where I trimmed it to the end of where I trimmed it. And that is pretty much everything there is to know. Obviously, the last step would be to share the recording link with your account manager or your provider or your client or whoever you did the recording for. Thank you very much for watching this video.